Hi guys, thanks for tuning in for this homework workout on Wednesday, March 18. Homework workouts in this period are going to be visible in the app. If you go to WOD in Sportbit, you go to the date. We're on March 18 on Wednesday, and then you have your homework workouts, which will have 3 parts today. Often the third part is the part you can actually score and get your fitness level tested. Still, while we're not able to train at UnScared, you can still do your work at home. The third part today, the actual workout, is going to be the following. It is a 12-minute AMRAP of 8 candlestick rolls or squats. Advanced people might do a pistol there. We go for 8 plank frog jumps, 8 cross V-ups, and 8 tuck jumps. Now in this video, I'm going to take you from the warm-up through the mobility all the way to the workout, and it's going to be great. Let's get started. Okay guys, so we're going to start off with the warm-up for today's workout. What I need you to do is get on the floor on your belly. Start with that. So fully go on the floor. You're going to do 4 T races with a 1-second hold in the top. That means your legs are going to be tucked together, your arms are going to be right to the side, your thumbs are going to be pointing to the ceiling, and from here you're going to lift up your straight arms both at the same time while your chest is up as well. So 1 second, arms go back down. 1 second hold, arms go back down. So your chest stays off the floor, your arms move up at the same time with the thumbs pointing to the ceiling. If this is very easy, Edward will show you, you can pull your legs off the floor and make it more into a Superman hold where you do the T raise. Very good warm up for the upper back, good for the shoulders as well. Now the second movement that they're going to show is a 1-leg glute bridge. So you're going to turn around, you're going to be on your back, fully on the floor with your back. You're going to have about a 90-degree angle on the knees, heels on the floor. Now what we want to try to do is point one leg away from the body and try to keep it in line with the other upper leg. Now you're going to squeeze your butt and drive your hips up into the ceiling. Good. Now we want to avoid all arching in the lower back. So just squeeze your butt, hold it for a second in the top, and drop your butt back down. Now while Edward is doing the, let's call it R-rigged version of the warm-up, Cecily is going to show you the skilled version of the warm-up, where you just have 2 legs on the floor, you drive your hips up and go up as high as you possibly can. Why would you scale this? If you feel like you can't get your hips to be in line with the knee and the shoulder, then maybe you want to go for 2 legs. Right? Then you just double the repetitions. Good. The third movement in this warm-up will be a hollow hold. You guys can stay on your back. You're going to get your legs together. You're going to get your arms back. Now it's very simple talking you guys through. Lower back's in the floor, legs away, arms away, right? You try to be as connected as you possibly can. Now if you feel your lower back is coming off the floor, what you want to do is try to pull in one knee, or maybe pull in the other knee. Then you might have to pull in one arm as well, and maybe even pull in the other arm. As long as the lower back is in the floor, we are happy, and this is supposed to be a static position. Alright, good. So we showed you the movements. Now it's time to get this warm-up running. They're going to start off with you guys can start off with your first set of 10 floor T races. So Edward's doing the more R-rigged version. Edward, I only want you to focus on raising the arms and keep your chest off the floor throughout the 10 repetitions. Nice. Cecily, think about pointing your arms away from the body as much as you can. So you want to be as long with the arms as you possibly can. Thumbs up. Good. Think about squeezing the shoulder blades together like there's something in between your shoulders you need to grab with both of them. That's great, guys. Just finish all 10 reps. Here we go. Then you turn over to your back. We're going to get the glute bridge going. So Edward's going to do 10 reps on one leg and then 10 reps on the other leg. Cecily is going to do all 20 reps on both legs. What I really want you guys to focus on is pressing through the heels. So I see a little bit too much pressure on Cecily's toes here, so she can go a bit more to the heels. That's great. So they're both wearing sweaters, but what you want to aim for is never let that back arch in this position. So you should not feel your lower back when you're doing the glute bridges here. It's only squeezing your butt as hard as you can. And often we tend to get a little bit lazy with how hard we squeeze our butt to get our hips up. I want you to be violent in that. And maybe hold that top position for a second longer if you feel the necessity to do so. Let's go guys, all 10 reps. And then after the 10th, you move into that nice banana-shaped form of the body, which we call our hollow, to get our abs warmed up for the workout later on. Here we go. You see they're not rushing through. I don't want you guys to rush through either. I want you to move nice and slow. Okay, let's go on your back. There's no reason to wait in between movements. Let's go. Yes. Legs together. So simplest focus point, guys, in the hall. I always try to be as long as you possibly can. So point your feet away, point your arms away, right? I would recommend Cecily to make sure she's lifting off the shoulders, right? So that lower back stays in the floor. Otherwise, same as with the glute bridge, we're going to feel the lower back a bit too much. So they're trying to hold this position for a good 20 seconds. You can scale in the move, so everyone's having a rough time now. I want him to pull in one leg, that's good. So we have 3 more seconds to go. We got 2, we got 1. You guys are done with your first round. And what I need you guys to do from here on is, this was just 1 round. If you're not finished yet, finish the round. And now do 2 more rounds on your own speed. And remember, you can never win the warm-up. So our second part in today's video is a prep for the workout, is the mobility part of the session. Now, if you have old man knees like me or Cecily, I want you to grab a towel or something soft you can place your knees on in the first stretch that we're going to do. So if that's the case, pause. Now, if you have that pillow or towel for underneath your knees, we're going to get ready to get started. Now, we're going to start off with a Samson stretch. Now, I need Cecily and Edward both to get into a very long lunge. And if you have that soft thing for underneath your knee, place it there. Your back knee is going to be on the floor. Upper body is going to be upwards. I need you to fold your hands and press it overhead, right? Now we're going to hold this stretch for 30 seconds. I'm going to talk them through. So what I need you to do is try to keep your hips, pull them forward as much as possible. If you feel your knee is going to go over the ankle, we're actually working the ankle a bit more, so I want Cecily to pull her foot forward just a tiny bit. Good. Stay upright. And what are you doing with the arms here, guys? I need action with the arms. So you're pressing into the ceiling. And while you're pressing into the ceiling, I'm pressing your arms backwards as well. Back, 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 back. So you reach back. So yes, there's going to be an arch in the lower back here. That is totally fine. Let's switch to the other side. This was 30 seconds on one side. You probably have either a perfect timer on your screen or a stopwatch on the floor. I don't know what we have. Right, good. On the other side, do the same again. The back knee is always behind the hip because we're stretching that hip flexor there, right? And the front knee is on top of the ankle here, right? Press the arms up to the ceiling, reach back as far as you can. You can even lift your head back if you want to. Relax as much as possible. You can do this in the beginning of the session, in the middle of the day, or just in the end if you feel you need to stretch your quads a little bit more. All right. That was it for the Samson stretch. We move on to our second stretch, which is a very long line, but it's the cross leg glute stretch, or whatever name you guys want to give it. Now, it's very simple. You're going to have one leg extended. You're going to cross the other leg over that leg and place it next to the knee. Now you're going to have your opposite arm cross in front of the body. You're going to drive that knee over the leg and then twist your upper body away from yourself, right? And the idea is to feel a stretch in the glute lower back area. And you're going to hold this for a good 30 seconds. Good. Now if you don't feel a lot, try to get some more action with that elbow, pressing that knee over the leg that is extended in front of you. This is good. I really want you guys to pause this screen for a second and look at how they're positioned, because often people have the tendency to do the exact opposite, which is weird. Edward, can you do the opposite? Where you have the same arm and the same leg. It doesn't make sense at all. Sometimes we see this happening. This is not a stretch. This is weird. So we need to have the opposite. Let's switch legs, guys. We go to the other side as well. One leg goes over the knee, opposite side, and we're going to make that twist, that rotation there. Great stretch for the glutes. Solid. So you can be very passive or make it a bit more active by actively twisting that posture to the other side. Your torso is always working here. So let's do 5 more seconds. 3, 2, 1. And then they did just one round of this. 30 seconds on one side, 30 seconds on the other for both stretches. I need you guys to do another round on your own speed after this. If you want to make it a longer round, go for it. You can never do enough mobility. Finally, warm-up's over, mobility is done, time to get ready for the workout. Our first movement in the workout, the candlestick roll, is going to look the following way. Edward is going to show you guys the candlestick roll into a pistol. Here we go. This is the RX variation of the movement. Feet next to each other, you roll back, legs are up, roll forward, get on one leg, stand up from there, boom. If you want to do this in a pistol way, keep going. You alternate your legs every way. If you need a bit of assistance from the hands, feel free to do so. The scaled variation is Cecily going to demo for you guys. She's going to actually do the same setup here, but she's going to cross one leg on the floor in front of her and stand up over that leg. Do it again on the other side, roll back, and go to the other side. Obviously, if you need to, you can use your hands for this as well, or use something soft on the floor you can press your knees on if your knees hurt, like our knees always do. Now, let's say you have an injury that does not allow you to squat. What should we do then? We're going to do a woodpecker, which is like a one-legged deadlift, but then without an object here. So we reach to the floor, we go back up. In this one, Edward's going to keep going for a couple of reps. I always like to see us connecting our head to our heel, so we're in one straight line, moving back and forth. This is a great exercise to do in the morning. You're going to get your balance away, which is not possible, but still good. Right now, second movement for you guys is going to be a plank frog jump. This is like the bottom of a burpee. Edward's going to show you guys the RX option here, or the RX variation of the plank frog jump. You're going to start in a regular plank. Arms are going to be back, arms are going to be in the floor, legs back. You're going to jump in the bottom of a squat. Boom. Boom. You don't have to squat up, you can stay there. You jump forward and jump back. Boom. One rep. Let's do it again. Boom. 2 reps. Perfect. So once the feet hit the floor, the arms are immediately off the floor. Now that's pretty difficult, pretty explosive as well. Cecily is going to show you guys what to do if that feels a bit weird or a bit too hard for you. You jump forward, you reach up. Boom. You go back with the hands, so you make it like more like a robot variation of the movement. Less explosive, still very, very useful. Now if you feel this is very hard on your knees to make that jump in that landing position, we turn this into a mountain climber. It can be fast, it can be slow, that's all up to you. You pull one leg forward, you pull it down, you pull the other leg forward. This is a slow mountain climber, you can do a fast mountain climber, whatever flows your boat, but then every 2 legs is considered 1 rep of the 8 reps you do in the actual workout. Now, third movement, cross V up. So not your regular V up, but you're going to cross the V up. Ed's going to show you guys the RX cross V up here. You reach back, right hand, left leg, left hand, right leg. If I say this 5 more times, I'll probably mess it up. This is going to be the rhythm he's going to work in. Beautiful. Now, Cecily is going to do the scaled variation, which is a cross tuck up. So again, you're going to try to reach for the opposite limb, right? But you're going to go with a bended leg, which makes it way easier to do. If you feel your lower back is having trouble with this movement, because you're going from that arch to that hollow all the time, I want you to stay in a hollow. Can you stay in a hollow for me? Can you tuck in your legs a bit more for me? Good. Just stay in this hollow, hold this for 20 to 30 seconds. That will be perfect. That will be a good substitute for that 8 repetitions that they have to do in the workout. Now, last movement is a tuck jump. So Edward's going to show the tuck jump. This is just to get the heart rate up a bit. Good ab exercise, good leg exercise, very explosive. You jump, you hit the floor, you jump. But the idea is not to just jump. I want you to pull your knees forward as you are trying to get you to touch the chest. Pull the knees forward, try to touch the chest. That's a tough move, right? Now, if we're scaling this, the first thing we do is we just go to an S squat. Hey, that's beautiful, right? Now, if you're having bad knees as well in this, you might turn this into like a Kang squat, right? So you bend from the hips, then you pull yourself into a squat, boom, you pull your hips back up, and you're driving back up. This is not explosive and fast anymore, but it is still a very useful movement, a very good lower body stimulus, and that is exactly what we're looking for. It is time, guys. 1200 AMRAP, 8 reps of each, starting with the candlestick pistols. You guys ready? All right. 3, 2, 1, go. 8 reps of the candlestick roll, either in a pistol variation that Ed's doing, and try to keep that front foot off the floor if you can on the way up. Keep it off the floor, stand all the way up. That's great. That's okay, guys. When you have that balance thing, just get that rep fixed and move on to the next one. Cecily's beautifully going through that scaled variation. There's a hole in the floor there, so I can see she's having some balance issues, which you guys understand. That's totally okay. We need Fabian to come and fix that for us. There we go. Roll back, roll forward. If you're having a hard time with this, guys, while you're doing this, you can always use a pair of books or something on the side to press your hands upon to go up. If you guys are having too much trouble, guys, use the floor assistance with your hands. That is totally okay.
Oh, that was not alternating.
8 reps alternating. You don't have to no rep yourself for this, but if you don't feel a rep was good, you can always do it again. That's perfect. Oh. And then we go into the frog jumps, right? Yeah, so we're in that plank position. We jump forward. And Ceci's doing that skilled one with the pause every rep, and Ed's doing the fast explosive one. Yeah. Funny enough, this is a very tough exercise on the abs as well, guys. You're pulling your knees forward, and there's going to be a lot of bending of the hip there, which is all abs doing the work. Pulling your legs into the floor firmly, always being in the bottom of the squat. Good taxing on the quads as well. You see that an RX version is a bit faster here, obviously, because it doesn't have that pause in the middle. So you're a bit quicker there, but we move right into the cross V-ups here. So you start in that hollow position. As doing that RX one, long legs, long arms, touching across, getting those obliques to fire there, right? The side of your abs, really putting in the work. It's 8 reps, balance is an issue again here. This is a great balance workout, by the way. Just love that. And then we finish the round with the duck jump. You see heart rate's getting up here, guys. When you're doing this at home, you probably are thinking like, why are they just demoing this and not sweating at all? But I can see it from close. They're actually sweating a lot here. So I'm just doing one round of this movement. Here we go. 8 reps. Good. You guys keep going because it's a 1200 AMRAP and this was probably just 2.5 minutes. See you guys tomorrow. Bye bye. We're out.